Okay, so this is going to be for the wood buttons. I've already saved my file. I've created a new component for it called button 3.8. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my sketch on the front here, and we're going to start to make some dimensions of some things. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my line tool, and we're just going to do this right along as we're going through. So I'm going to draw a line, and I'm going to dimension that line, and that line, which is the total overall height of our model, is going to be 0.45. So that's the total height of our model. And so I'm going to zoom in so I can kind of see what I'm doing here. So then I'm going to use my line tool again. I'm going to go out at the bottom here. And this one, what we're going to measure is we're looking at the bottom, that's our diameter of our circle. So when it gives us the diameter, it says 0.375. We're going to use the Revolve tool, so we're doing half of that. So what I'm going to do is 0.375 divided by 2, because the diameter is 0.375. We're going to get the radius. So we're going to do half of it. So I'm going to hit OK, and there's that line. So it does the math for us. And then then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw another line. So I'm going to draw another line coming up. And I'm going to dimension. So again, looking at my dimensions are from the top. So from the top to that bottom line is 0.25. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dimension from the top point to this bottom point, and that should be 0.25. Okay, so that's going to give us our 0.25. So then from there, what we are going to do is from the bottom to the top is 0.125. So then we're going to go up right here. So I'm going to add a line. I'm going to have this line. Oh, hold on here. All right, that line is there. Okay. So then our top circle, what we're going to do is I'm going to have this come out. So I'm going to draw a line, and I'm going to have this line come out. It's going to be to here. And then what we're going to do with this one is I'm going to have to dimension out the distance. So this is the top diameter, which is 0.661. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to use my dimension tool from this top point to this point. Should be 0.661, again divided by 2, because we're doing the radius, not the diameter. So that's going to be our second point of where we're at with it. And then this one is going to be 0.125 coming up. So I'm going to come up from that, and it's going to be 0.125. So I'm going to draw my line. My line is going to come up from that, and it is 0.125. 0.125, and I'm going to hit enter. So now I've got my basic shape of this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a 3-point arc. So I'm going to come here to my arc, 3-point arc. I'm going to connect this top point here. I'm going to connect the top of the model, and then I'm going to give it just a little bit of an arc. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to dimension that radius, which it's when I click on that angle, it tells us that the radius of that curve is 0.625. 0.625. Oh, 0.625. I'm going to hit enter. So that is going to be our radius. Okay. So now we're going to finish our sketch. So this is going to be 1/2 of our wood button. So then what we're going to do is I'm going to use my Revolve tool. So I'm going to use Revolve. I'm going to click right along the center axis, which is going to make my model revolve. I'm going to hit OK. And this is going to be our wood button. So then what I can do here is I need to change the material properties of it to put it into wood. And I can also change the color of it. But this is going to be our button, our first button for us. So this is going to be our first wood button that we've got, which is the wood button 3.8. And so, I forgot to chamfer my end there. So I'm going to go to modify. I'm going to do my chamfer, put it along that bottom edge there. Its distance and angle. Looking at this, it's a 0.03 by 45 degrees. So I'm going to go 0.03 by 45 degrees. I'm going to hit OK. There it is. I can right click on my model, do my physical materials. I'm going to put this into wood. Let's make this out of cherry. So I'm going to drag that cherry to it, close that. We're going to save our model as our completed. So this will be our milestone, and we're going to be complete. And there it is. That is your wood button, and you would do the exact same thing for the other button, just changing some of your dimensions for it to make sure that you had the correct dimensions for your button. And so this would be your one wood button.